Yeah, so welcome back. So today we'll try to finish our unit 4. So the topic which we are going to cover is the software quality models. But the question arises what basically the software quality is. Although we have talked a lot about this particular topic, but just to give you a brief idea that software quality is something which plays a very important role in success of the overall software system, and this is basically the extent to which the product defined the set of desirable features and those features are incorporated into a product so as to enhance its marketing. Basically, see, whatever has been specified in the SRS, that is your software requirement specification document, that is delivered by the product, then it's something which is a quality product. And as per IEEE, basically software quality is the degree to which a system or the component or the process meets the specified requirements. That's what my statement said. And the degree to which a system or a component or a process meets the customer or the user's needs or expectations, right? So this is something which is trivial, and your software quality attributes are something which are the benchmark that describes the system's intended behavior within the environment for which it is built. So it's like, if suppose it is built for Windows platform, so it should work properly on Windows platform. We cannot guarantee about how it works on Linux. If it is meant for Linux, so it should work on Linux as well. Then what we have is that we have several software quality models, and these models are proposed in the literature, and out of which we are going to cover 5 of these in today's class. So one is your McCall model, which is like the oldest model. Then we have Boehm's model. Barry Boehm has contributed a lot in software engineering. Then we have like Dromey's model. Then you have your FURPS model, and then we have several ISO quality models. So there are several standards. So we'll see 9126 today. So in the idea is that the aim is to finish all these models today. Now basically FURS, if you talk about, so this is nothing but this particular fourth model. This is nothing but, it's an acronym which is representing a model for classifying your software quality attributes. That means your functional and non-functional requirements. So it is like functionality, where like we have the capability, we have reusability, interoperability, portability, security, and all those accessibilities. So let's start with your McCall model. So Jim McCall gave this particular model. So it's like something which is widely known, and the first quality model which came from US military, right? So this Jim McCall produced this model for the US Air Force, and the intention was to bridge the gap between users and the developers. So it came somewhere around 1967. Right? So one of the first and the oldest software quality model, started with volume of like nearly 55 quality characteristics, and Jim called these characteristics as the factors, right? As the factors. Now, you might have heard about McCall's quality triangle, right? Software quality triangle. That also I have tried to include in this particular thing. And so these quality factors are basically compressed into your 11 main factors which this particular model considers. And here an attempt was made by McCall to map these user views with the developers priorities or perspectives, right? So we'll see in the coming slides about all these things. So basically what is happening is that in this particular model, the product quality is established through several features, and these features are like further grouped into several characteristics, which are your three perspectives, which is your product review, which talks about your maintenance, flexibility and testing, and then we have the product operation, which talks about your correctness, reliability, efficiency, integrity and usability. And the last one is your product transition, which is nothing but your portability, reusability and interoperability. And this particular thing comprises of this McCall's quality model triangle. So those perspectives, these perspectives, right? These three perspectives are depicted using this particular quality triangle. And what we achieve here is that the perspective, whenever we talk about perspective, so if we are getting multiple perspective, in that case it is something which is a great amount of achievement as far as software quality is concerned. So the major contribution of this McCall method was to consider the relationship between these characteristics and the matrix, right? So and this particular model was also considered to be the base for creating the other quality models as well, right? So this this is considered to be a base for all these quality models, the upcoming quality models, and some of the quality models which we are going to cover in the next few slides. So what it gives us is, so what we have done is we have represented it using three diagrams, right? In some of the literatures you will find this kind of diagram where we have like product revision, then we have product transition, and then we have product operation. So what you calculate these things, it will be like 11 factors. So like from 55 factors, from these 55 quality characteristics, which was called as factors, we compressed into your 11 main factors, right? We compressed into 11 main factors, or else previously, it was in a form of like traceability, completeness, consistency, accuracy, error tolerance, then execution efficiency, storage efficiency, your access control, access audit, operability, and then we have like training, then we have like communicativeness, like how easily we are able to communicate, then we have like simplicity, we have like conciseness, we have instrumentation, then we have like self-descriptiveness, we have expandability, we have generality, we have modularity, and then we have like software system independence, then we have like machine independence, then data commonality, and then we have like communication commonality. So all these things are like under the umbrella of 11, which is your correctness, reliability, efficiency, integrity, usability, then we have like maintainability, then we have testability, flexibility, portability, reusability, and your interoperability. And all these 11 ones are then further under your either product revision or the product transition or the product operation. So this particular model also depicted as your McCall's quality model triangle. So whenever you talk about quality triangle, it is nothing but your McCall's quality model triangle. These things are nothing but the quality attributes: maintainability, flexibility, and these software quality attribute trade-offs. Designers need to analyze the trade-off between multiple conflicting attributes in order to satisfy your user requirements, right? And where the ultimate goal is the ability to quantitatively evaluate and trade off multiple quality attributes in order to arrive at a better overall system. And the number of quality attributes has been based on clustering of your quality attributes only, right? So what we have is we have this McCall model, and this particular thing is based on the three types of characteristics with hierarchical dependency. One is like factors to specify the external software view of users, and the criteria to build the internal software view of developers, plus last one is your measures or the metrics in order to control, which are used for software measurement. Alright, so these things are also one of these three characteristics with hierarchical dependency. Now next one is your Boehm's model. Right, as I said, Barry Boehm has contributed a lot in software engineering. So in this basically this particular model, although from the figure it looks complicated, but in actual it is not that much complicated. So Boehm has basically established the large scale characteristics that constitute an improvement over the McCall model, because like as I said, McCall's model became the base for rest other models, right? So it is something which is on top of it, because here what is happening is we have the McCall's model and then we are adding the factors at different levels, right? We have factors at different levels, unlike which was there in your McCall's model. And the high level factors are like utility, and then we have like indicating the easiness, then we have like reliability and the efficiency of use of a software product, then we have like maintainability, which describes the facility to modify, then we have the testability on this end, so what we have is this is something which is the aspect of understanding, and then we have the portability on this side, which is the sense of being able to continue being used with the change of environment, right? So this is something which is a clever model, I would say. So this is in this particular model, Boehm is basically dealing with the issues of models that automatically and quantitatively evaluate the quality of software. So in the essence of this model, the attempt is to qualitatively define software quality by a given set of attributes and matrices. As I said, it is somewhat similar to your McCall's model, but we have several add-ons to it. And then just because we have like several intermediate level characteristics added to it as well. Now this was about Boehm's model, and see, I have added only this particular thing just because I feel that McCall, which is the basic model, needs some more focus on it, and rest every model is based on this particular McCall's model only. Now next one is your Droomy model, right? So where we see your correctness, internal, then your contextual, and then descriptive. This where further we have like functionality, reliability, maintainability, and all those accessibilities which you have seen, right? And you will see that in the contextual and the descriptive part there are some add-ons to it. So basically Droomy has proposed a product-based quality model, right? So it's from the product perspective, and it understands clearly that each system requires different type of quality evaluation, right? Each system requires different type of quality evaluation. Hence, it needs a more dynamic idea for modeling the process that is applicable for different systems. And basically here Droomy is focusing mainly on the relationship between the quality attribute and your sub attributes between the software product properties and your software quality attributes, right? This is what is depicted in this particular image as well, right? When we talk about software quality attributes, once again all those accessibilities including your testability, supportability, usability, and so on and so forth. And in this one, the quality evaluation for each product is different, and something which is more dynamic in nature, right? Something which is more dynamic in nature. Looking at these figures, we can make this idea. And the model basically is stating that for a good quality product, all the elements that constitute it should be in the same manner. However, there is no discussion of how this can be done in practice, and this theoretical model is used to design other more specific models, to be very specific, right? So there are issues in this particular model as well. Similarly, in case of your McCall model, the major drawback is the accuracy in the measurement of quality, as it is based on the responses of yes or no. So the model does not consider the functionality, so that the user's vision is diminished in this case, right? In case of McCall also there is some drawback associated with it. Now this was about Droomi's model, right? And then the next one is your FURPS model, right? FURPS model basically is characterizing the characteristics as your functional requirements and non-functional requirements. So whenever we are talking about functional requirements or non-functional requirements, I think it is nothing but the quality attribute. So this particular model is basically defined by the inputs and outputs expected or functionality, while the non-functional attributes are grouped as usability, right? So we have like functionality, F stands for functionality, U stands for usability, and then R stands for reliability, P stands for performance, and S stands for support, right? So this is also a very popular model these days, where once again we are looking majorly into your FURPS factors, and when we say that okay, this is something which is dealing with functional and non-functional requirements, right? All those accessibilities and your functional attributes, to be very specific. Now the last one is your ISO 9126C. ISO has given multiple models on software quality. This particular ISO 9126 model is based on, once again, is based on your McCall and your Barry Boehm's model as well. So both the models are the base for this particular model, and this particular model has two major parts which consists of your internal and external quality and the quality in use attributes, right? So here the internal quality attributes are referred to the system properties that can be evaluated without executing, while external refers to the system properties that can be assessed by observation during its execution, right? So in the internal ones I don't need to execute, whereas in case of external qualities I need to observe the system during its execution, and these properties are experienced by the user when the system is in operation, and on top of it when the system is in maintenance, right? In both the cases it's there. So the quality in use aspects are the next part is where one is your internal and external, other one is your quality in use. In case of quality in use aspects, these things are referred to the effectiveness of the products, productivity, and your security offered to the application for the satisfaction of the users. Alright, so here on one side I have the internal and the external, on the other side what I have is this quality in use model. So basically this model is somewhat considered to be the software product evaluation model, and we have like quality characteristics and guidelines for the usage of this particular model, and the organization of this particular model is also somewhat similar to your McCall and Barry Boehm's model as well. And what we have is that this is including the functionality as a parameter and the internal and external quality characteristic on top of it. Now, so this was all about some of these models which we have covered, right? So we started with your McCall model, then we have like Bohems, then we have the Roomies, then we have the FURPS, then we have the ISO, and then in case of ISO we consider 9126. Then on top of it, what we have is we have several others as well. And when we talk about quality attributes, so these are considered in order to balance the inputs plus the customer satisfaction as well. Right? So customer satisfaction is something to be considered in case of measuring the quality attributes as well. Right. So in case of ISO 9126, what we can do is we can further expand this particular image as well. Right. This particular thing, your internal and external quality will deal with like functionality, reliability, usability, efficiency, maintenance. And quality in use will be like effectiveness, productivity, safety, and your satisfaction. And when we talk about these models, these are the basic models, and on top of it, there are some tailored models as well, because these are the basic ones, right? From where we started with the software quality, and then we have like some tailored models which came into existence. One is like CBSD model, and then we have like COTS. COTS stands for commercial off the shelf components, right? So where we have like selection, adaptation, then we have integration, and then we have updation and all. Then we have like Vertua model, and which is once again based on your ISO 9126 model. So these are the latest models. Then we have GEQUAMO, which is like generic multi-layered and customizable model. So it is like multi-layered model. Then we have like Elvero model, where we consider your modeling the quality components, and then we have like Ravage model. So these are somewhat the new. Then we have like some open source models given by like Capgemini open source maturity model, and then we have like OpenBRR model, which is like business readiness rating framework, right? So these are the new ones. Then we have like SQA OSS model as well. Then we have like Qual OSS model, and then we can go ahead with adding some more to the lists where we consider the characteristics like accuracy, adaptability, analyzability, attractiveness, changeability, your correctness, efficiency, then your flexibility, then your functionality, then your human engineering, installability, then you have integrity, interoperability, maintainability, modifiability, maturity, and then you have operability, performance, you have portability, you have reliability, you have resource utilization, you have reusability, you have stability, you have suitability, you have supportability, then you have your testability, transferability, then you have understandability, and then the last one is your usability. So all these like 55 characteristics further composed into those 11 or maybe 5 or maybe 3 in all these models, right? So you don't have to mug up all these 55, right? Simply all these X abilities, and we are talking about quality as well, right? So this was all about your software quality models. So this finishes your unit 4. In my next video, we'll start with unit 5, and probably be in a good shape to finish this particular course well in time. I feel. Let me know whenever you need any doubt classes, because I haven't received any inputs from your end. So see you in the next class.